Hello, my name is Lindsay Fry and I am a therapist at A Better Today Recovery Services. In this module, we will be discussing common cognitive distortions and defense mechanisms that influence our rational thoughts, behaviors, and motivations. The substances that are commonly abused tend to offer a euphoric feeling of well-being that influences an individual's mood. When substances are abused or overindulged, the brain begins to change. The changes that occur in the brain involve important chemicals that influence our mood. The main chemicals involved in this process are dopamine and serotonin. Manipulating these chemicals can cause permanent changes that influence the frontal cortex of the brain. The frontal cortex is responsible for rational, conscious thought. When drugs and alcohol influence this portion of the brain, we get a distortion of behavior or thought. It is important to point out that these distortions do not just go away when not under the influence of drugs, but can be long-lasting effects. This is where today's video begins. We will talk about how our rational thoughts, behaviors, and motivations are influenced by addiction. One of the major issues with addiction is the person's thoughts can become so corrupt that they themselves fail to see how their own thoughts and behaviors have changed. This distorted way of thinking helps intolerable situations appear tolerable and irrational thoughts and actions appear rational. It can start a cycle of insanity. Recovery begins with recognizing and ultimately eliminating these unhelpful thought patterns. Recognizing how addiction has corrupted the brain is the biggest challenge, because if you can't see how your thoughts are corrupted by substance abuse, then you will not know what needs to change. For example, during active addiction, you may have found yourself thinking things such as, "This is my life, this is as good as it's going to get, and as long as I am getting high, I am fine. Everyone knows I am getting high, and they are out to get me and my drugs. Stealing small amounts of money and stuff from my family is okay because they will not notice. Avoiding family and friends is better for me because I can still manipulate them when I need to. Robbing people's houses is better than robbing people when I need drug money. Drugs are like my medicine. I feel more myself with them than without them. My grandfather was an alcoholic. My mom was an alcoholic. Therefore, I will turn out to be an alcoholic too, and there is nothing I can do about that." People have an innate need to view their own behavior as rational. This is an issue for people who are addicted to substances because their actions are ultimately irrational. This leads to cognitive dissonance, which the American Psychological Association refers to as an incongruence between attitudes, beliefs, thoughts, and actions. Distorted thinking occurs because of an effort to resolve this inner conflict. That inner conflict can manifest by feeling shame, guilt, sadness, or sorrow for actions done in active addiction or the behaviors we find ourselves engaging in during active addiction. If you or a loved one is struggling with substance abuse, reach out to us today. Stay tuned for more videos.